I can hear my stomach rumbling.
It is summer, and this is an interesting thing that can happen between seasons. It doesn't happen every season, obviously, but it's a random occurrence. So one day you come across two strangers, a man and his son, both shabby and underfed. The man is very polite and eloquent. Even if he looks like a thug and doesn't inspire trust, he claims that they are persecuted by some wrongdoers and asks you to take care of his son. So I can offer them both a place in my village. I can assure him that the boy will be safe with you. I can refuse politely, or refuse and report to the Castellan about some suspicious strangers roaming about. I don't think I've had this event before. I'm going to offer them both a place in my village. Each of these options, when you get these between season events, each of these options has consequences. It'll increase or decrease your villager's mood, or you'll lose some resources or whatever. And they all can be positive and negative results, but I'm going to be generous and offer them both a place. So a sad smile appears on the stranger's face as he explains that he would gladly accept the offer, but he needs to throw the persecutors off the trail. He puts an ornate cloak brooch in your hand and asks you to give it to the boy in case he doesn't come back. The kid overhears that and runs away to find his guardian once you leave him out of sight. Huh. And I think most of these do not, story-wise, do not continue later, but I'm not sure about that. So, it's summer. We have a number of things to do in summer. All of our villagers hanging out over here. It's nice. Of course, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find Amelia and finally maybe get married. She's over here, I think. Alina? Where is she? Amelia! Where'd she go? What? Does she live up here now? I forget what house I put her in, to be honest. There she is. She does, I think, live up here now. Amelia!
How do you do?
Let's romance her. How are you doing, beautiful? I know that this one works. You're so caring. I'm sure you're going to be a great mother. And affection is maxed out. So when affection hits 100%, you can say, I've never felt love like that before, and it scares me. But I'd rather spend my whole life living in fear than to draw even one more breath without you as my wife. Somewhat melodramatic, but I'm scared too. I was scared of feelings my whole life, but now I would love to be terrified together with you. You've made me the happiest man alive. And we get a little cutscene. Everybody partying. And that stone in the picture, you can actually find that on the map. So, she is now my wife. When you have a wife, she has a little icon, that sort of pink diamond. And she is marked on the compass as well, so you'll always know where she is, or at least when you're relatively nearby, you can go and find her. When you speak to your wife,
That morning breeze.
she's going to work.
It smells divine. How's your day going?
When you
my
speak
love?
to your wife, you see down the bottom, as usual, the mood and the affection. We see that her mood is going down. So that's because she just moved out of a nice stone house into my crappy wattle house. I will have to upgrade my house. And you can also romance her, as before. But you get different options. So you can say, I think we're ready to have a child. Or you can give her a gift, as before. If I say, I think we're ready to have a child, she'll say, you know what? I agree. We are ready. Come see me at our house after 7 p.m. So tonight, we're going to get it on, and she will become pregnant. You can also say, I have a favor to ask you. Basically, the favors you can ask her to pay the taxes so that you don't have to run into town. She doesn't physically run into town either. It just, if you ask her to do it, she takes the money and it's immediately finished. Same thing with debt. If you have any debt, she can also tell the herald that you finished the King's Quest. So you don't have to run into town to find the herald yourself. That we will probably be doing this year. You can also ask her, how's our little kingdom doing? And she says, all is up and running, Captain Husband. Sometimes when you ask her, how's our little kingdom doing, she will tell you there's a problem, and she will tell you what the problem is. It's usually something like workers don't have the tools they need, or there are resources missing, or whatever. What's on your mind is just more of, it's like doing small talk when you're getting to know a woman. So, we have a wife. We're going to have a child in 9 months-ish. She's not pregnant yet, but it's dependable that she will be tonight. What do we have to do? We need to upgrade our own house so that her mood doesn't suffer anymore. We have a bunch of grain that we can harvest, which should be flax, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, exactly. Flax we can harvest. We have... Let's just do those things first. So, upgrading this house, we're going to need... See, this is the problem. This is the damn problem. Let's look at the quest in the upper right. We want to finish that as soon as possible because I'm so sick of it. The problem, I would strongly recommend that you do not take a King's Quest as early as I did. Build up your village, get some things working smoothly, get some villagers, get them doing work for you, and then take a King's Quest. Because what I've done now is I've given myself a handicap already in my first year, so that I'm constantly thinking, okay, I want to upgrade my house, but I need a lot of stone for that. Well, I also need a lot of stone for the King's Quest. And I now don't want to upgrade my house because it needs stone, and I haven't even got enough stone to finish the King's Quest. So I think what I'm going to do, because I'm sick to death of it, I think what I'm going to do is finish the King's Quest as soon as I possibly can. So let's check. Let's see. Do I have... I don't have... Oh, wait. I have a bronze pickaxe, but it's almost dead. I have some bronze. Can I make bronze pickaxes? Because I can clear out the whole mine with one or one and a bit bronze pickaxes. Bronze tools, pickaxe. I can make bronze pickaxes. I also am going to go ahead and buy the scythe plan for harvesting all of that grain. Scythe, we saw in a past episode that the stone sickle is very, very bad. It's garbage for harvesting grain. The bronze sickle is much better, and the bronze scythe is even better because it covers a much larger area. As soon as you can get a bronze scythe, it's really, really handy. So we need some logs, we need some sticks. We've got a surplus of logs for the King's Quest, so let's get all of these bronze bars and let's say 20 logs should be enough to start with. And some sticks. I don't have any sticks in my storage. Do I have any sticks? Yeah, I've got a few. By the way, we also got this cloak brooch. It says down below it can be given to a man during flirting, which is useless to me. But I can sell it for 375 coin, which is nice. So next time I'm in town, I will try and remember to do that. Let's just grab some more sticks quickly. You can, by the way, you can have your villagers, your lumberjack, the one that's in the woodshed, you can have them make sticks or gather sticks. I haven't done it because I've been concentrating on getting logs for the King's Quest, but you don't have to run around like this and gather sticks yourself. You can have your lumberjack do it. And I will probably put sticks, at least a little percentage of the work, put it onto sticks soon. Just because you always need sticks over and over again for something. So if we go over to the smithy, I'll make one of these. Actually, maybe I'll make another one. That way I've got two, I've got some extra. I can clear out the mine. And I will make two of the bronze scythes for when we get to farming. And let's go up to the mine. For mining, it's really useful. Yeah, there it is. It's really useful to have a potion of stamina and a potion of strength. Potion of stamina allows you to mine longer before you get tired. Potion of strength does more damage, so you get all of the nodes mined in fewer hits. Both really, really handy for mining. I'll pop those when I go in. And yes, there we go. And as I've said before, I like to go all the way to the back of the mine and work my way forward. Actually, with unlimited carry weight, it doesn't really matter. But if you're not playing with unlimited carry weight, it's useful just because the further you work towards the front, the less distance you have to run between where you were mining and where you need to drop things off. So, see, and I just set it and then forgot it. Potion of stamina, potion of strength, and you'll see that this takes one fewer hits. And just in general goes quicker. So I'm going to mine out this entire mine, and I'll see you on the other side. I just realized in the middle of mining, when I got the icon in the top left, that I don't actually have any food. Not for me, but for my poor villagers. They are starting to starve. So I'm going to solve that really quickly, and I can explain a little bit about how food works while I'm at it. So I only have a little meat in my own inventory, uncooked. I'm going to go down and cook it. The reason I'm rushing to solve this is having no food strongly affects villager mood, as you would expect. if they don't get anything to eat, they become unhappy. Strangely enough. So, let's look at the food. So I have 6 meat. And if we look down in the bottom left, meat by itself, uncooked, has a 9 food value. That means 1 meat satisfies 9 demand. If we go over into the management tab, you see the food demand is 180. So, So meat has a 9 food demand satisfaction, or 9 value. So if I cook up all this meat, raw meat has a 9 food value. Cooked meat, roasted meat, has a 12 food value. So if we have 6 of those, this is currently worth 72 food. That is not nearly enough. In one day, they need 180 value, and I'm currently carrying 72. If I put that in there, it will, if I put it in the food storage, it will probably solve that problem because it's only 3 people worried about it right now. Yep, the icon goes away. But what it means is we definitely need food, and soon. So I'm actually going to go do some hunting. My recurve bow is kind of almost dead. It's at 10%. You can see down the bottom right, the circle. It's very worn out. So I'm going to try and get deer as efficiently as I can. 1 shot, 1 kill. It's a good start. Okay. The bucks are harder to kill, which kind of makes sense. They're bigger, they're tougher. Miss. Ah, damn it. They're running all over the place like crazy deer. Oh. I got surprised by a wolf. So the potion of instant healing 2 gives you full healing immediately, which is pretty handy. Okay, got the wolf. Can also skin him for a bit of meat. Oops, I accidentally, in my wolf panic, I accidentally called my donkey. Speaking of my donkey, I keep getting distracted by different things, but I asked people what would be a good name for my donkey, and I got a few suggestions. I must admit, none of them 100% appealed to me. Sorry, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, if we go over to animals, I'm gonna name my donkey Bill, because I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. And Bill the Pony was an important character. It's not a pony, but close enough, or as close as it gets. So Where are those deer? Got another one-shot kill. Nice. And another damn wolf. And I wasn't quick enough. I was trying I was trying to get out my axe quicker, and I ended up calling my donkey instead. Man, it's a really interesting little run currently. So, one of the things I should have done earlier is, once you get bronze tools, make them for yourself. Hitting a wolf with a bronze axe does a lot more damage than hitting a wolf with a stone axe. So I'm creating a bronze axe for myself. You can also create a full set of tools, obviously, for yourself. I have a bronze knife, I have bronze pickaxes. I've still got extra fishing spears. Let me get rid of some of these tools that I don't need to carry around with me. I don't need the bronze pickaxes right now. Get rid of the fishing spears. Stone sickles I don't need. I don't need to be carrying a million torches. I don't really need a wooden shovel right now either. So, yeah, that could have gone better. That really could have gone better. I'm going to need a new recurve bow shortly as well. In the beginning of the game, especially until I get lots of money, I generally don't worry about making bows. I usually just go buy them, which sounds counterintuitive. I guess it probably actually is. I may not have the technology actually to make a recurve bow myself yet. So we'll see. Let me see about... Well, first of all, let's have a drink. And we got some meat. We got 20 meat from that deer. And there's another deer out there waiting for us. So let's eat some of that meat first. And put the rest in here for our people. You can see they've already eaten the rest, and we need firewood as well. Let's see, how many logs are we carrying? Whoops. We're carrying enough to make a lot of firewood. Let's go up here and interrupt our wife's work.
Hey, I was using that.
Sorry, Amelia. I'll give it back to you in just a sec. So firewood is similar to food in that it has a value, a wood value. So if we look at it in here, firewood, we look down the bottom left, it says 5 wood. So we have 40, because when you make one, it makes 4. One log makes 4 firewood. So we ended up with 40 in the end. It's 5 value each, so that's 200 firewood. If we look at management, we see that wood demand is 79 per day. So 200 will last them 2 days and a bit, basically. And everybody's mood is going down. because they don't have firewood. So we put the firewood in the resource storage. That will solve that problem. And that's in there. I'm going to dump a bunch of this stuff that I'm carrying that I don't need right now. Stone, sticks, feathers, copper ore. I'm going to put all of this stuff in there. Okay. Now, what we need to do now is go find that deer body, maybe kill that wolf, because we left a dead deer over there. I'm just going to re-equip my, poisoned iron arrows. Are basically the best arrows in the game. They do the most damage. And we want to find that deer, because that'll give us 20 more meat and some leather. But we want the meat. Before I forget, another potion of instant healing. Gets my health back up. You can also, in fact, this is a very smart way to do it at the beginning of the game. You can also... Okay, we got that stag. A smart thing to do at the beginning of the game is to spooked him. Is to look for broadleaf plantain. It looks like this, and when you collect it, you can see down the bottom left, it's +5 health for each one you eat, and you can collect hundreds of it quite easily, and it's all over the place. So you could collect a lot of that. And because in a solo game, not in a multiplayer game, but in a solo game, the game pauses when you open the menu. So in the middle of combat, like this, you can stop and eat some of that. Where'd the wolf go? I keep... Every time I get in a fight, I accidentally call my donkey Bill. I accidentally call Bill. So you saw I ate Broadleaf Plantain. It got my health back up a little bit, and then I popped a potion, which got it up some more. I don't know if I can find that. Ah, there it is. There it is. This is the deer that I was looking for. So what I explained to you about food value, this is the reason for cooking more complex meals. You don't have to, by any means. But if you cook more complex meals, they have a higher food value. So it can be quite useful to cook things that, like we saw that roasted meat, meat only has 9, roasted meat has a, what was it, 12? I forget. It has a low food value. There are things that you can cook that have a 90 food value. When you cook those, they last a lot longer. And the weird thing about food is, for you as a player, when you eat one food item. And then you can eat again, and you eat one more food item. For your villagers, food is just a number. And the number is the food value, not the number of items. So you don't need one food item for each villager. You need one amount equal to the demand, total demand of all villagers for each day. So what that means, if there's 100, let's say meat gives 10 food value, and there's 100 demand per day, then every day you need 10 pieces of meat. If it was 10 food value, I don't think it is, but you get the idea, hopefully. Ask me about that or anything else. Questions down in the comments. I'm happy to answer questions and clarify things that maybe I wasn't that clear about. But yeah, for the villagers, it's just a number, which is essentially the food value. So now they have 40 roast meat. Roast meat is 12. So that's 480. And we see that the food demand is 180. And and you can see the first number under food, 480, and demand 180 a day. So they're good for food for a while. They're good for wood, firewood for a while. And we can continue with our day. So we were mining. I put away the pickaxes. Oh, and check the traps, as always. And put down another furniture traps. I'm missing sticks and stones. But I only need 2 of each. So I'll put down another bird trap. Furniture traps, bird trap. Always want to keep the traps up because they will give you very easy hunting experience. So,
I would have a couple of suggestions for improving life in our settlement.
yeah, they'll say this. Villagers will say things like that quite often. That generally means that they're not super happy. I would actually love it if when somebody said, I would have a few suggestions, if you could actually go over to them and ask them for their suggestions. That it would be maybe a slightly more specific and you could have a conversation with them about it, but you can't. They just complain. Let's put the bronze pickaxe in the wheel and pull it out, and I'll see you again when I'm finished mining. This is a demonstration of what a mine looks like at night. So if I pull my torch out, you can see where we are. Having the inspector mode and having the survival sense skill makes this really, really much easier. I mean, of course, you can always pull a torch out, but it also just burns down your torches and you can go through a lot of torches this way. Without it, I can see that here is something I can mine. And here is something else. And I don't have to be burning torches all the time. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm done. So here we are back down at the smithy. Time to make some bars. So that little trip into the mine got us 32 bronze bars, which is nice. And we got a new level in production, which is also nice. Let's see, what do we want? So these expert skills are not super useful if you have fast crafting turned on. In fact, they're irrelevant, basically, if you have fast crafting turned on. They'll make it a little bit faster, but it's not really relevant. This Builder's Trance is also not that useful if you have fast building turned on. Building master is also not that important. So essentially, since I have these four all maxed out, Builder is the only one that makes much sense at this point. So, it's really dark. It's time we went to bed. Actually, oops, my torch broke. So I want to make some bronze tools. I want to make some pickaxes, and I haven't got any logs. Why don't I just see you tomorrow morning? It's too dark for you to be able to tell what I'm doing. Good night, Bogusz. This is actually maybe interesting. I can't put anything else in my resource storage. If you look down in the bottom right, it is basically full. I could put something small in there. I can put feathers in there, but I can't put any more bronze bars in there, no matter how much I click, because it's already gone up to the limit, 2,000 kilos. 2,000 kilos is 2 level 1 resource storages. They are connected, and whenever you build a second resource storage or a third one, it adds its capacity to the total capacity of all of them. And a resource storage level 1 holds 2,000. Or 1,000, sorry, 1,000. And I have 2 of them. So I have 2,000 capacity. The solution to this, first of all, an obvious solution is I have unlimited carrying capacity, so I can just pick up a bunch of things. You can also essentially drop a lot of things and just leave them sitting on the floor in the resource storage. They will not go away. They will not despawn. The other obvious solution is I'm about to turn in a whole bunch of stuff for the King's Quest. I'll do that in the morning, and then it'll remove a lot of the extra weight that is in there. The other thing that's useful to know here is if you hold down the right stick, look at the bottom of the screen for the control on PC, you can sort by weight. Well, you can sort by a lot of things, but I often like to sort by weight or price. And then if I go to the top, because the heaviest things are going to be at the top, I can see what is creating so much weight in there. So for example, it's basically the King's Quest that is the problem. Stone, logs, limestone, straw, those are the King's Quest items, and most of those will be gone in a minute. So I'll just go to bed and get rid of all that stuff in the morning. Good morning, Bogusz, and good morning, Amelia. Why don't you come here,
How can
wife?
I help you?
So when you talk to your wife basically every day, she will, once a day I think, she will give you something to eat or drink, which is nice. And if we look at our inventory, we can see that she gave us a pear, which is nice. So,
Hello, husband.
I have a favor to ask of you. Could you inform the herald that we fulfilled the king's request? Ba-ba, we got 250 dynasty reputation,
See you around.
and that annoying quest is gone. Finally. Thank God. Okay. And then we can go into our resource storage and we'll see that we have a lot more space all of a sudden. That was about 1,500 kilos of stuff. and it's all gone. So we can put the bronze bars and the copper and all of this stuff back in there now and fill it up once again. So we're at about half full at the moment, which isn't too bad. I'm going to put the meat. Oh, we've got more meat. Bird trap is full, and the rabbit trap is also full. Go get, and there you go. You see that it gives you hunting skill. So something I like to get as early as possible is tracker in the hunting skill tree. Tracker adds animals to your inspector mode. So when you go into inspector mode, if there are animals nearby, if they are passive animals like deer, you'll see them in green. If they are defensive animals like lynxes and badgers, you'll see, and foxes, and I think that's it, you'll see them orange. And if they're aggressive animals, you'll see them in red. Passive animals will run away from you. Defensive animals, if you attack them or get too close, basically if you mess with them, they might attack you. And aggressive animals will just attack you, like bears and boar and wolves will attack you if you get close enough for them to sense that you're there. But I'll go ahead and get tracker, and I'll get more hunting knowledge so that I level up faster. So, what was I doing? Oh, I was going to go... I sidetracked myself. I wanted 10 sticks so that I could make another bunny trap. Furniture, traps, bunny. There it is. And I'm going to cook this meat. We will get into higher level foods with higher food values a little later. We're not quite there yet, really. Put the rest of the meat in there. I can put this pear in there as well. And maybe we go over demand again. So if you go into management and you go all the way over to the right, you have food items. And there are lots of food items. If you are in the folder level, if you look down very bottom of the screen on the right, I can turn them all off by doing that. Or I can turn them all on by holding down A, and they're all on, or holding down X, and they're all off. That's a good way, someone pointed out in the comments, that's a good way to turn off lots and lots of things, which is usually what I do. So basic fruits, carrots, if I happen to have any carrots, are not bad. I like to turn off everything that is an ingredient. So them eating roach is stupid because I can make fish meat out of it and I can cook the fish meat. So them eating fish meat or roach or raw meat or honeycomb, etc. All of these things are bad ideas for them to eat because I will make better things out of those ingredients. Gruel is something which is nice to make because it has a high food value and it's only basically water and rye and a wooden bowl, if I remember correctly. Flatbread I will not turn on because I will be baking that for money and I don't want them to eat my money. Mushroom soup I can turn on. I probably won't be making any. Maybe scrambled eggs at some point I'll make. Flatbread with onion off because I might be baking that eventually. Roasted fish meat I can turn on. A lot of these foods, I mean, I probably won't be making them, to be honest. But some of these foods, it's not a bad idea to turn on just in case you happen to make it or happen to get some from somewhere. Pies and tarts are very late game. I won't be making those for a long time, so I'm going to leave those turned off. Water items, I always turn off everything and then turn on bucket of water. Everything else is too valuable for them to be eating it or drinking it in this case. And wood items, I turn off everything and turn on firewood so that they're not burning logs and planks. Okay, so that's demand. Oh, I'm so relieved we got rid of that quest. Damn. So, let's have a look at management. What have we got going? We've got an excavation shed with 2 people getting stone. So I'm going to adjust that now that we don't have that King's Quest. I'm going to put them 50% on stone because we... 50% on stone and 50% on limestone because we want to insulate some buildings. Insulation increases mood, so your villagers will get happier, and it also decreases firewood need. So the demand for firewood will go down in buildings that are insulated. If you want, you can always go over to the 3rd tab here in any building, any production building, and you can see the total that's being produced. So stone total 32 a day and limestone total 11 a day. Where it really becomes interesting is here in the woodshed. You can see there she's producing 27.5 logs a day. But then if I turn on, let's say I put this down to 75%. I often do this just to keep up with the firewood need. So it says producing 20 logs a day and producing 5 times 4 firewood a day. So that's what's being produced, but over here, right, we see it's 20 logs a day, but over here it says 15. That's because they're using the logs that they produce to make firewood. And then this shows you the pieces of firewood. So over here it says firewood times 4, 5 per day. But then 5 per day ends up being about 22 pieces of firewood. And then firewood has a 5 value. So it's over 100 value of wood demand per day. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Ask questions down below if it, for some reason, doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down to 50% as well. And you often have to play with these values and see how it goes. So this is similar to firewood. So it's doing 2 planks. It's doing 8 times 2 planks per day. So the log production is low because they're using the logs to make the planks. And then there are lots of planks. Why am I producing planks? Planks are what you need for upgrading house roofs. The hunting lodge is producing leather. I might turn that all the way down and see how much meat they can produce. 9 a day is actually not bad. That's cool. I'm not sure why it has a red icon. No resources. Okay, that's going to clear up as soon as I close this. I have no one working on farming. I have someone in the pigsty producing manure, which is great, 50 a day. The other thing maybe that's good to know is if you look at your villagers under management, the green highlight is the skill they're using in the job that they are on. But if you open them up, Amelia was the first person we hired, and she became our wife, which is nice. And she is a lumberjack, so she's working on extraction. If we open her up, you can see that extraction has a bar under it, which is getting close to full. It's maybe 2/3 full. So that means that she is leveling up. She will be level 4 extraction not too far in the future. Sorry for the cat noises in the background. If we put her on a different job, first of all, she will be unhappy. Her mood will go down. Villagers always want to work in the job they have the highest skill in. But they will level up any skill. And the higher level they are, the more they produce or faster they produce things. So, good to know. Let's see. Did I already cook that food?
Another adventure.
Because now they're out of food again. They have tons of roasted meat. Did I turn off roasted meat in demand? This is an easy mistake to make. The list is so long. You want to be really careful. Yep, I turned off roasted meat. That is the problem. You see, when I turn it off, food demand changes. Right? If I turn it off, it says there's 0 food because I've told them not to eat that. And then if I turn it back on, there's plenty. Okay, that was the problem. So, we have so much flax to harvest. We're going to go over, I've got bronze scythe, 2 bronze scythes, and if we pull out the bronze scythe, you can see it's pretty big, right? And when you hit the field with it, it gets a lot all at once. This is actually a pleasure compared to the stone sickle. The stone sickle is garbage. This is really, really easy and quick. So I'm going to harvest all of this flax and I'll see you in the sewing hut when I'm done. So I was wrong. Actually, of course, what you want to do when you're done with harvesting flax is not go to the sewing hut immediately. You want to go to the barn. So here we are at the barn. You want to go to the threshing floor and thresh flax. So we see that from the not quite 2 full fields that we had, we got 1,845 flax. Go to the threshing floor and we make that into flaxseed. Again, I have fast crafting on. This would take a very long time if I didn't. And what we get out of that is 1,844 flax stock and 922 flax seed. So, what we're going to do, this is just a habit of mine. You don't have to do this. But whenever I have seed that I want to make sure I keep, I put it in the farm shed storage box. And I want to keep 200 because we've got 4 fields for flax. 4 fields of 50 each. Flaxseed is pretty valuable. You can sell it. So the excess that I've got, I will probably sell. And then if we run up here to the sewing hut, oops, yeah, I should have gone the other way. Flax stalk is used to make linen. So you go to the spinning wheel and you go to linen thread and then make linen thread. And we made 368 linen thread because it takes 5 flax stock to make 1 linen thread. So it cooks down pretty quickly. I'm going to put the flax stock extras in the box here because this is where I will be using them. And then you can come over to the loom and you can make linen fabric. If you, it's 1-to-1. 1 linen thread equals 1 linen fabric. So if you make one, you go through this little weaving animation and then you have 1 linen fabric. What's this all for? I'm glad you asked. If you go to the tailoring table in the corner, you can start out with standard clothes, basic clothes. If you want to make a basic shirt, you need 1 linen fabric and 2 linen thread. If you want to make basic trousers, it's the same, 1 and 2. You can also see down the bottom the price it sells for. This is a very, very good way to make money. A basic hat, which protects from the heat in summer. And then you've got simple clothes, which are an upgrade. So if you do a simple tunic, it's 2 linen fabric and 3 linen thread, but it sells for 550, or rather it sells for 275, half of 550. You can make a dress, you can make trousers, you can look through all this stuff yourself. And simple shoes, for example, you just need leather, but you need 18 leather. So they're not really a great way to earn money because leather is a much more limited resource than flax is. Simple clothes, winter clothes, and then, I mean, there are so many different things in here. If you go into decent clothes, then you've got light, which is for summer, fine, which are fancier, more expensive, and warm. And they start needing wool, for example. Light clothes are still linen, but they need some leather. So it just increases all of the resources needed. And then if we go over to padded armor, great clothes, noble and rich. If we go to rich, we haven't got the technology yet for that. They'll be unlocked later. But just to start with, under standard and basic, there are some things I can make, but I cannot unlock the scheme for them quite yet. So again, we need some money. So to get some money, let's see, what are we going to do to get some money? First of all, we want to set up our fields. So I harvested, each of these fields is basically the same thing. This one has got beetroot, which is still growing. I think it will be ready to harvest, in autumn, next season. So we'll leave that one for now. This one, currently, it's going to be planting cabbage seed. This one has nothing, so we need to set that up to also plant cabbage. This one is the same. We need to plant cabbage. So the way this works, if I haven't explained it before, is brown means planting, sowing seeds. And this is spring, this is summer, this is autumn, this is winter. So if we go back to spring, in spring, they will be, when I say they, I mean the farmers in your village. Either you or your farmers will do it automatically. That's what this interface is for. So you can tell your villagers, sow flax. This is the flax symbol. Sow flax in spring, harvest flax, that's the yellow, and sow cabbage, that's the brown, in summer. And then harvest cabbage in autumn and plant, sow rye. In winter, nothing happens. No sowing or harvesting. rye is growing. And then if you come back to spring, it's already put the rye in to harvest. So harvest rye, plant flax. That's basically one of my standard fields is always spring, plant flax, summer, harvest flax, plant cabbage, autumn, harvest cabbage, plant rye, winter, rye grows, spring, harvest rye, plant flax. So I'm going to do that on all of these fields. Let's see if I've done that. Yep, I got that one. And this one also seems to be done. Yep. So now if I assign villagers to the farm shed, which is this little building over here, they will do all of that stuff automatically. The beetroot field, I want to set up a little bit differently. Okay, it's already got flax, flax harvest, and rye here and here. Just that we use all of the bits that we have available. These beetroots are only for a quest. I won't normally be growing beetroots, so I'll set up that field completely later. So if we go over here, you can also hold down the right stick and sort by profession. You can also sort by different skills. So sort by farming, descending, shows you the best farmers at the top. So I'm going to put Alina on the farm shed. And I'm going to put Vladislava also on the farm shed. And they will immediately come over here and begin farming again. What that also means, this is easy to forget. What that also means is, if we close that, we get these icons here. What it means is the hunting lodge has assignments that are set above 0, and there's no person working there. So we just turn this all the way down to 0. And the animal husbandry here also has an assignment, but it doesn't have a person anymore. Eventually we'll have people that we can keep on these all the time, and it won't matter. But that icon in the top left will go away now that we did that. And you see she's coming over from the pigsty. She's going to go over to the farm shed, grab tools and fertilizer and so on. Speaking of fertilizer, let's go check on what we have. Check traps. Free meat and hunting experience. So, fertilizer we have 5. That's not good. But we have a lot of manure, but it won't get us nearly what we need. I'm going to run down there and collect manure myself by hand. That'll get us a little extra. The donkeys produce manure. The donkeys I only have 1 of. I'm not really interested in breeding donkeys, so I've not really bothered getting a second one. But I can collect all this manure. It's not going to be enough, not by a long shot, but we'll get some more. We'll have to pay for it, but we'll get some more soon. So we make all that manure into fertilizer. there's a whole bunch more fertilizer here. That's good. So now we have enough. So the fertilizer we need for these 4 fields is 200. So we have just enough. We're just above that, which is great. And we're good to go for that. I noticed that I picked up some buckets earlier. I was intending to fill them. I'll do that now quickly. That may level up our extraction skill. Or not. And they go in the food storage. I want that back. I'm putting meat. Chicory doesn't belong in there. The meat for now, actually I will cook it. Later on there is a good reason to, for cooking some recipes you need raw meat, which makes sense. So you don't want to cook your meat, you want to put it straight in the food storage, and your cook will then use it to make recipes. But we haven't quite gotten there yet. So, roasted meat, put it in there. They have lots of food, that's great. Keep them happy. I should have a drink to keep me happy, or keep Bogusz happy. I should also probably grab some of that meat for him. Okay. So they should be working on the fields. Why are they not working on the fields? Oh yeah, this is something that came up recently, I think, with the update. When you have this kind of seasonal field management defined, they won't pre-do anything. So they are not fertilizing this field yet because nothing is being planted here this season. It'd be nice. Oh wait, no. They are. What am I doing? They are actually doing exactly what they should be doing. Because there is something being planted this season. Forget what I just said.
What life in other villages is like.
Sometimes they stop and wonder what life in other villages is like because they are disloyal. Yeah, so they are cooperating. One of them is putting down fertilizer. The other one is following her and plowing it into the ground, which is great. So they're going to be planting cabbage. Let me just make sure. I think we should have
The more you work,
a million cabbage seeds. We have 100, which is actually not a million. And we need 200. So we need to go to town and buy some cabbage seed.
hungrier you get.
Okay. I'm gonna drop flax in here just because it's a little extra. And I'm going to clean out my inventory a bit. I don't need all these bronze pickaxes. In fact, I made them for our friend in the resource extraction, in the extraction hut, excavation shed, sorry. I can put the scythe in the farm shed. I can put the feathers in there. I can put the fur in there. Linen fabric, linen thread. Not the flax seeds. I want the flax seeds to sell them. This is another thing you can do, is you can sort by price descending. When you're looking to sell things, you can sort by price descending, and that will show you what is valuable. So the highest price thing is at the top. That's bronze bars. I'm going to take all the bronze bars. I'm not going to sell them. That would be silly. But I will use them to make something I can sell. So also look in here. I don't have... Sometimes I put things in there which the villagers will not use, like apple wine or something like that. Let's feed Bogusz. And yeah, and I put it in the food storage just to keep all the food in one place, even though the villagers aren't using it. And then I end up with that as a storage for things to sell, basically. Because those wines and things, basically the only one I ever really bother using myself is plum wine, because it has a good effect. I forget what plum wine does, to be honest, but I think it either gives you more stamina or more strength. I think it gives you more strength, makes you do more damage when you hit things. So I took all of the bronze bars. Let's go over to the smithy and probably make some bronze shearing scissors. Let me actually check. I think those are better than bronze knives. So if we look at the tools, bronze tools, a bronze knife, first of all, I can't afford the scheme for it anyway. But one bronze knife is a stick and a bronze bar and sells for 300. Bronze shearing scissors is one bronze bar and sells for 150. But that's 150 for one, and one bronze bar makes two. So that also sells for 300, and it's only one bronze bar. So we could theoretically make 114 of them. Let's keep some bronze bars for ourselves. Let's keep 20 bronze bars and make a bunch of bronze shearing scissors to sell. So we got 74. We upped our production level. So we've maxed out all of the skills actually that we even want under production. Chest is empty. Let's put some bronze bars in there. So we've got bronze bars and flax to sell. You can see your trusty steed on the compass at the top. Let's get on Bill and go to town. What was it we need? We need cabbage seed. I forget exactly how much. Let's go over and check quickly. We have 95, so we need 105. So that we are set to fill up 4 fields with cabbage. It's going to be a lot of cabbage, but that is going to make fertilizer. Fertilizer without end. Until we have a full pigsty with lots of pigs, we won't be making enough fertilizer ourselves. So we need to supplement it with rot. Cabbage rot. Might buy some some iron horseshoes as well, because that just allows you to sprint with your donkey or horse quite a bit longer. I see also that the Herald is in Piastovia. I'm going to resist the temptation because that King's Quest was so annoying. I don't want to do another one anytime soon. I'll probably regret it because it could be 5 more seasons before the Herald turns up again. He randomly turns up at the beginning of the season, so if he doesn't turn up next season, then you have to wait till the following season after that. Every time he doesn't turn up, the developers have actually told me that there is an increased chance that he will turn up for every season that he doesn't. So it gets more likely. The longer he doesn't show, the more likely it is that he will eventually. But yeah, let's get into town, do some selling. This poor lady, Unislava, she gets stuck in her table pretty much all the time. So, bronze shearing scissors. Sell. Does she have anything that we want? Might actually be good to have some bags. We can almost make bags. In fact, we can make bags. I'll make bags when we get back to town, or to our town, to the village. She has iron horseshoes, so I'm going to buy one of those. And then I can sell her more stuff. Now she's broke.
Whatever you take care.
Like she should be. And let's check out everybody else and see if we can get them all broke.
Hail to the king.
How is life?
This guy can buy some flax seeds. Not that many.
Can I interest you in some of my good luck?
Balin, who is the tavern keeper, can also buy some flax seeds, and maybe he'll buy some bronze shearing scissors.
Whatever you need. Have a
We're
nice day.
back up to 5,000 coin.
Hello.
And sell the last shearing scissors to... Oh, no, Posnamir does not have that much money.
Prices. Have a nice day.
Let's go over and sell
Hail.
some to Ludmila. So, we have
Whatever you
7,200
need, good luck.
coin and all of our flaxseed surplus and bronze shearing scissors are gone. Where is Markoslav? He's always kind of slack. Where is he? Where is he? Oh. Somehow he snuck in behind me into the market. Markoslav.
Hail, friend.
Hail. Markoslav has cabbage seed and we wanted 105. So after this time buying cabbage seed, we'll never need to do it again, basically.
My wares never disappoint.
Never disappoint. No, they don't. Thank you, Markoslav. I have a simple large backpack.
Hey.
I'm thinking I might actually...
What can I do?
I might actually buy a large pouch. Because...
Do you need anything?
I just realized I still have this cloak brooch that I can sell.
Do you need... It was nice seeing you.
It was nice seeing you too, Emislava. So I bought a large pouch. Why did I buy a large pouch? I am considering turning off unlimited carry weight just because I find it very, very useful at the beginning of the game, because you're doing so much building and you have so little carrying capacity. But as the game progresses, it starts feeling like it's making things too easy. And also for this Let's Play, it's making them too unrealistic for you. I'm just going to have a quick look. Who's here? Oh, he's got 3 skills at 3. She's only got 1. She's only got
Have you ever
1.
done any quest for the king?
But this guy, Ordelan has hunting, survival, and production at 3. He might be our new cook. So let's go into management and check our houses. This one has a man in it. This one has a woman in it. So I could put him together with Alina, who is 30 years old. And this one has a man in it. So the only option is Alina. He is 9 years younger than her,
How do you
so
do?
that's actually
Turn back time. But maybe
totally
not.
fine. So let's put Ordelan in with Alina. And let's give Ordelan a job. Let's put him in the kitchen. So he's a production specialist. We could also theoretically put him in the hunting lodge and let him hunt. Yeah, let's put him in the hunting lodge for now. And don't forget, when you do something like that, an empty building has almost always got nothing assigned. So you have to go back in and turn the assignment up or on or set some assignment. So if we get him doing meat, next season we'll have a lot of meat and a lot of cabbages, and then we can move him to be a cook, and he can cook pottage. Pottage is cabbage, meat, and wooden bowls. So it's good food. So Ordelan is going to take the long way and walk by foot. I'm going to ride Bill back to town, and I will see you there. So we've equipped the iron horseshoes, and you can see they really make a difference to how fast your horse or donkey's stamina runs down when you're sprinting. I'm able to sprint 3 times longer. Feels like that anyway. I haven't exactly tested it, but it makes a huge difference. So I recommend getting those when you can afford them for sure. So we've got cabbage seed to drop off. Again, I put it in here just because I like separating the seed I'm using from the seed I'm not using. We have some money now, so we can actually make bags. They've only got 1 left. They've got 9 simple bags, which is great. But really what we want to do is make some things to sell. If we go back to the sewing hut, now that we have some money, we've got to spend money to make money. If I go to the tailoring and go to, I think I'll start with standard clothes and simple. Because a simple tunic sells for 275 each, which is pretty nice. Simple hood sells for 160 each. Simple dress, 275 as well. The trousers require leather, but purely from flax. If I buy this scheme, we need 2/5 linen fabric and 3/5 linen thread. That's sort of the calculation. So I think, sorry. I put it all in the resource storage. Let's sprint over to the resource storage. And get linen fabric and linen thread. Leather, we haven't got that much, so I don't really want to start doing anything with that. I want to build up maybe a bit more of a stockpile. Bird trap is gone. So let's pick up 2 sticks and 2 stones. Where's the stone? Where's the stone? Furniture traps, bird trap. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do is put down a proper fireplace. I still don't have enough technology. Survival. Okay, I might just want to go grind out some survival technology at some point. So they've got cabbage seeds, so our farming is taken care of for the season. The ladies will do their best on it. We got a new villager. We haven't got anything that we urgently need to build. I'd say we're doing all right for midsummer. Not bad, not bad. Maybe before the end of the summer we will actually go and take that King's Quest. Yeah, I may regret it if I do, but I might do it anyway. We'll see. Anyway, for now, it's bedtime. Bedtime for Bogusz. Let's say hi to our wife. Always
Hello,
good to
husband.
talk. Wait a sec. We were going to have a child. So when we do this,
Better don't come close to a
we if we look at her, we see there is a little green icon in the status column. That means pregnant. She is pregnant. So for the next 3 seasons, I'm not sure if it counts this whole season or if it starts counting at the beginning of next season. But for 3 seasons, she'll be pregnant. She'll keep working. Everything's fine. And then for 2 years, once she gives birth, she will not work at all. She'll take care of the baby for 2 years. So we'll need to find another lumberjack, maybe. And then she'll go back to work and the kid will start wandering around in our town. So I've set myself...
recently picked apart 2 foxes who tried to sneak in.
No.
Hello?
She gives me a drink, cherry juice. And that's basically all I can do with her. How's our little kingdom going? The peasants require more crafting materials. That's interesting.
Good luck.
Do they? in the hunting lodge. The only thing he's meant to be making is meat, which doesn't require any resources. So I think once he starts working, that'll go away. He has knives. He should be totally fine. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to go down to the lake because picking reeds is a good way to level survival. And I'd like to get survival up to the point that I can make them a much better fire. So I'm just going to pick all of these. If you're picking reeds, because it's a good way to level survival, you can just pick them and pick them and pick them. You can just hold down on console A to pick something up, and it'll just keep going, and you just move around and pick reeds. So I'll catch you when this is finished. So I have picked about 550 reeds as a way to grind up my survival technology, which got me two things. One is I can build a fishing hut down on the lake, which I will do. But the other thing, which was the main thing I was interested in right now, was getting a proper fireplace down for my lovely villagers. If I remember correctly, it's under furniture and decorations, campfires, stone campfire, and I need 12 stones and 6 firewood. $12 stones, and let's get 6 firewood and make our villagers a little bit happier. Actually, this does not make them happier. I lied. It doesn't affect their mood at all. It does affect their behavior. They will come and hang out, essentially, where the fire is. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have anything to do with the fire. I think it's mostly based on the benches. So 6 firewood. Oops. But it certainly looks nicer with the fire than just the benches. So rabbit trap. Let's get a fire put down. So you can put a fire in here. And you can light it yourself. I don't have a torch on me right now. You can light it yourself, but when you just leave it, in the evening, they will light it. I'll take these 2 low quality torches. Yeah, and it burns, and there's little smoke, not really much, but I can also make a bench, another bench. I need 3 logs for that. Just make sure that we've got enough space for everybody in the village to sit. This will change in the future. You can get better and better benches, and things will get spread out enough. I don't really know what the... when you're placing a bench, keep an eye on these figures. You can see that the legs are sticking out of one side. That shows you where it's going to be. We can't do it because of the road. There we go. So, eventually the village will get spread out enough that they will not everybody in the village will come sit here because it's too far away. I'm not sure what the distance is, but they will tend to go to places, I think, that are near their work or near their houses. And because I've got 3 houses right here, 4 including mine, people will come and hang out here in the morning. Up there in the trees, I'm starting to build more houses. I built 1 house up there last episode, or maybe the one before that. And those people, when they come out in the morning, will hang out somewhere around their house. It seems to be more that it should be near their house rather than near their work, if those are in 2 different places. So we should probably upgrade our house. Let's see what we've got. So if we want to upgrade the roof, we need planks, and I don't think 27 is enough for the whole roof. So let's take straw and some logs, but not all of them, and stones. So we talked about this last time. Upgrading houses starts by destroying. So you get your hammer out and you go left bumper, or left trigger rather, destroy. And when you do that, it will kick out whoever lives there. And who lives there is me, with my wife. So the walls are out. We go back into normal mode, and we can make this into a door, a stone door, make this into a stone window, and so on. Window, stone wall, and a stone wall. And then we can, because I've got fast building on, we can just go through, bang all of them, and they're done. So that upgrades the house considerably. Not completely, but it's much better than it was. But always remember, okay, Amelia automatically moved in there because she's my wife and it's my house. And it will remain my house no matter what I do with it. So unless I assign myself specifically to a different house. So because she's my wife, she automatically got put back in that house, and you can see her mood is going up a lot. So her mood will be the highest of everyone in the entire village because she is married, she is pregnant, and she lives in a stone house, which are better conditions than anybody else in the entire village. So we've got fertilizer going over here. What's our other farming lady doing? She's spreading seed over here. For some reason, they didn't quite finish down here. Maybe there's no hoe? Maybe there's no hoe. So they can't finish plowing. Yep, that looks like what the problem is. So let's go down to the smithy. Where is my donkey? Come here, Bill. Yeah, sorry I didn't take any of your suggestions. I just some of them were interesting, but none of them really grabbed me. So I guess Bill is kind of plain, but donkeys are also kind of plain. So we're going down here so that we can make a couple of bronze hoes for them to work in the fields. So take the bronze bars, tools, bronze tools, hoe. bronze hoe. Let's buy the scheme. Let's make 4 of them. And put the bronze back. And let's throw those bronze hoes in the resource storage where they belong so that people are farming, people can find them. We've got lots of copper bars. We've got copper ore that we never made into bars, which is weird and interesting. We've also got a bunch of tin ore we never made into bars. That's strange to me. Go ahead and make those into bars. And make those into bars. And make some bronze bars. Only 5, but still. So as much as I can, I keep those in this box because at this stage of the game, I'm doing this all by myself. I'm not, I don't have anybody working in the smithy for me. So I'm doing all the work. So I just keep things in the box there, just like I do with the farm shed, because I also like to do a lot of the work there.
Enjoy the summer. No year has to.
That is absolutely correct, my friend. No year has 2 summers. It's kind of obvious, but it is correct. So we know over here that when we make simple clothes tunic, we need 2 fabric and 3 thread. So let's try and math. I don't math good, but let's try. So I got 360. Let's say it's 360. And let me just math that in my head. 360 divided by 5 is 72. Times 2 is 144. So if we make 144 linen fabric, that should work out as enough to make a lot of tunics and things. And it may level up our production a fair bit as well. So standard clothes, simple clothes, tunics, that'll make 72 tunics. And simple tunics sell for $275. So that is 19,000, almost 20,000 coin that we just made. Now, those are going to have to be sold over, and yeah, we leveled up production, of course. Those are going to have to be sold over probably a number of seasons because yeah, I don't really need any of those. That's probably going to have to be sold over a couple of seasons because it's going to bankrupt the entire map if I run around and sell all of these things all at once. But for now, Yeah, things are going pretty good. Oh yeah, we upgraded our house. So let's check on our wife's mood. She's up to 31% and it's still rising because she's pregnant and married and lives in a stone house. So the things that affect villager mood, you can see they're all very different. There's 9%, there's 29%, and there's her at 31%. So things that affect mood. You want to give them a job that uses their highest skill. So for example, Milogost has 4 skills at 3. Any of those will be a happy job for him. If I were to give him one of the 2s, like farming, he's not so great at, that would be less happy for him. If they are in a good house, so houses can be either made of wattle walls, wooden walls, or stone walls, and they can have a thatch roof, a wooden roof, or a wooden tile roof. And those are the levels that they upgrade to. So a wooden tile roof with stone walls is the best house, or is the best quality of house. There are 3 different kinds of houses, but they can all be built in all of those different materials. And a wooden tile roof with stone walls is the best, and it gives the most mood, increases the mood by the most. Insulation also increases mood. So if you have a stone wall house with limestone insulation, that increases the mood the most. And something else that increases mood is family. So if you put your villagers together and they get married and have a kid, that increases mood for both of them. Those are the really basic things. There are details, like you can put decorations inside houses. I'll show you how to do that. If you go into a house with your hammer out and you point at the floor has 4 slots, or at least in a small house like this it does. And you can go in there and you can choose to put down a rug. And you see the different rugs. The only one I could do at the moment is a goat rug. I will buy a goat rug. And it costs 5 fur, which I don't have right now. But if I put down a goat rug, that would increase the happiness of the people living in this house by 1%. You can do that on the walls. There are shelves and deer heads and all sort of moose heads and wisent skulls and moose skulls and deer skulls. There are lots of different decorations. They can go on the walls, they can go on the floor, and they can go on the ceiling. Or in this case, the wooden attic, basically. Each decoration you put inside a house increases the mood of the people that live there by 1% to a maximum of 10. You can put more than 10 decorations in, but it won't increase mood any more than 10. So if you're looking to get as much mood as possible,
I'm hungry.
That's one way to do it. Things like benches and fireplaces and various decorations that you might put around your village do not increase mood. They make your village look nicer, they give people a place to sit, and they will complain about not having a place to sit, but their mood doesn't increase when they do get benches.
I can hear my stomach rumbling.
Uh-oh. Bogusz can hear his stomach rumbling. What are we going to do about that? Let's go up here and see how the food situation is. We've got a little roasted meat. Oh, actually, I think I've still got some roasted meat in my inventory already. Yeah, I do. I'm going to eat that. And I can put the cherry juice in there and the meat in there. Yeah, we're just sort of scraping by on food
My
at the moment.
uncle had been building his house for 10 years. I wonder how much time it would take.
The other thing that is nice to build is if you go in furniture, workstations, laundry workstations, there is the wash tub. Requires 6 planks. And we're going to go get 6 planks. This is one of the reasons I had our lumberjacks start working on planks. So I'm going to put it over here. So furniture, workstations, laundry workstations, wash tub. And it is what it says. It's a wash tub. And once you've got a wash tub, you can go,
I wish I had a
in my case, it's in the food storage at the moment, and get buckets. You only need 3, and then you can fill your wash tub. Oh, wait. I always get it confused. A stack of buckets is 10 drinks. Oh, wait. I did it again. So, you need 3 buckets total to fill your wash tub. Ah, it wasn't quite. The first bucket I put in there wasn't quite full. And one more. Actually, that might not do it. So. There you go. And once your wash tub is full, you can take a bath. If you look down the bottom left, you can see that I am dirty. That's a little dirty meter. And I am dirty from all the work I've been doing. And you can take a bath. You don't have to run down to the river or the lake anymore. You can wash at the wash tub. Probably keeps your wife happier. And now I can fill up all of those buckets that I used. And there we go. Put the full buckets back in food storage. And now it's kind of cozy over here. Our villagers are using the benches. They're sitting around the fire. It's kind of nice. Good morning, Bogusz. I'd like to make a habit of talking to my wife every morning. I think wives are generally happier if you talk to them occasionally. So she gave me a pear.
So long.
I've heard different things about maintaining her affection. Right now her affection is at 100. It theoretically will decrease over time. I've heard that talking to her every day is a good idea. I've heard that sleeping in the same bed every night is also a good idea. I think all of that makes logical sense. I don't know that it is actually mechanically built into the game. The thing I know that works is giving her a gift once a season. But so far, our wife is still at 100%. We'll see how it is next season. So, if we mount up on Bill, we can ride around and have a look. So this field is already planted with cabbage. Yeah. And over here, we've still got the beetroots. They will come in autumn, and then we can finish that quest, which is up there. This field is also planted with cabbage already. So we've got 2 fields left, which I'm sure our ladies can finish And do we really... So we have these 4 fields. And again, like I said before in the last episode, you can see how they're doing. So this one's finished. It says 50-50 in the cabbage column. This one's almost finished. This one hasn't been touched. And this one has 34 cabbage left to do. We've got 2 farmers working on it, which is great. I think they're going to get it done in time without much of a problem. We've got 2 miners who are at the moment getting stone and limestone, which is great. We've got our 2 woodshed lumberjacks doing logs and firewood and logs and planks. Wonderful. We have 3 pigs. They are going to breed at some point. Not yet, but at some point. I want to get more fields down. Let's look at how fields work again. So what can we plant in summer? Only cabbage, basically. So for next season, we want to create a field which will be rye and oats. Rye and oats are animal feed. Basically, they make animal feed, and we'll never have an animal feed problem ever again if we have rye and oats. So it's also not a bad idea to get a wheat field going. Wheat is weird. Wheat can either be sow in spring, harvest in autumn, or it can be down here, further down one, it can be sow in autumn, harvest in spring. So if we go over to, whoops. If we go over to autumn, we can see, sow in autumn, harvest in summer. Now, the other way around, if we look at spring, wheat in spring, harvest in autumn, plant in autumn rye. We could also make a rye wheat field. We're going to have so much rye, but that makes, as we know, flour, which makes flatbread. So we can make a partially wheat, partially onion field. That might be, and sowing in spring, so we don't need to do anything on it right now because we're in the summer. All right. The main thing we're lacking right at the moment is food. Did we have somebody in the hunting lodge? Yes. We could get another hunter. That'll double the meat we're bringing in. Oh, and didn't we hire a guy? Wasn't that Odolan? Oh, we made him a hunter instead of a cook. Yeah, see, we could see if we can find another woman. Let's go to town, or actually let's go to a different town maybe. We could go to Skalki. Yeah, let's go to Skalki. and see if we can find a woman who is good at production. Because we could do with maybe another hunter, but also maybe another production specialist to do the kitchen for us. So Skalky is down there. Yeah, we're going basically the right way. Oh, I just hurt my donkey by jumping down too far. That is something else you have to be careful about. Your mounts, understandably, are not great at jumping really, really far down. So in Skalky, over here to the left, is the recruitable villagers camp. Let's see what we've got.
But usually the best
We
ones
want a woman
live the
who
shortest.
is good at production, but she's also good at farming. Nice. And diplomacy, she's not great. These are not as good. Nope. This lady, Mojumira, is pretty awesome.
How are you?
There's something hypnotizing about that fire.
So what I like about her is Mojumira, she has a 3 in farming, a 3 in diplomacy, and a 3 in production. That means I can rotate her as I need to. If I'm micromanaging, I can put her on the farm, on the fields. I can get her making fertilizer or animal feed in the barn. Diplomacy is really only a skill that's used later in the game when you get market stalls. It's what's used to sell things at market stalls, but that's also useful later. And production, I can put her in the kitchen, which is what I wanted. So put her in a house with, she's going to be at the kitchen, so I'm going to put her in the courtyard. And she's in a house with somebody. And never forget, go to the building and assign something. So what I'm going to assign is pottage, but I don't have wooden bowls. I also don't think I've bought the recipe for pottage yet. You can buy recipes either at the building itself. If I was in my village, I could do that. Or you can go into one of the buildings in the technology list, and you'll see a bunch of things you can buy. I'm going to buy pottage. And flatbread I've already got. Flatbread with onion I will eventually make. So she's on her way to town. She's working in the kitchen. I haven't given her a job in the kitchen yet, or assignments in the kitchen yet. Oops. Where did I leave Bill? Come on, Bill.
Starving.
Yeah, I know you're hungry, Bogusz. Have a pear for the moment. That didn't help very much. Pears don't have a very high food value, but it's okay for now. One of the things you want to avoid, which may be a problem I've created for myself, to be honest, is too many women getting pregnant at once. So my wife is pregnant. In a few months, she'll give birth. Ooh, yeah, the meat is getting low. Actually, wait a sec. We don't have cabbage. Yeah, until we have cabbage, I'm going to just cook this meat for these people. Because in the future we want to make pottage, and pottage has cabbage and meat, raw meat, and wooden bowls is what it needs. And they don't have that. We don't have cabbage, so roasted meat is all they get for now. I'm going to give Bogusz, because he's starving, as he keeps saying. Give him some of that. Let me actually, now that we have linen thread, let me go down to the smithy and see. Actually, we can also check that in technology. So production, smithy, and we can go over to all of these things that we can build. Actually, I think it's in the hunting lodge. So we can build a normal bow, and that's it. Once we get to hunting lodge 2, we can make a recurve. So at the moment, we can't make it. And that's survival technology. Yeah, I could hunt like crazy, which is going to take some time. But I could also build a fishing hut down on the lake. I think that's actually not a bad idea. Because that will also just give us some extra food with fish meat. Check the traps. That got me some meat. Cook it up, and Bogusz can eat it himself. So I think for next episode, I might actually turn back on or turn off unlimited carry weight. I know for the fishing hut we need planks, sticks. We don't need any stone. We do need straw. And some logs. I think that should be everything we need. Probably have to gather a couple of extra sticks at some point. But if we get over to the lake, we can build a fishing hut, and we can maybe put someone on fishing. We have 3 fishing spears left over from earlier. That I know. So I think Bill is excited. Survival fishing hut. So the fishing hut is weird. You can see on the right side it has these stairs, but you can't build it close to land unless the water is already quite deep where you're putting it. And it just seems weird to me that you have to walk through the water to get to it, but that's the way it is. There is kind of a workaround for that. There are these platforms now. And if I do a log walkway, which is pretty expensive. I don't want to do that right now. Actually, what the hell? What the hell? Log walkway or a wide bridge, maybe? No, not enough technology. So a log walkway, when you buy in one section, like if you buy anything in log walkway, it unlocks everything. So it's not just that one piece. Same thing, if you go into wide bridge and you buy one, it buys all of them. So log walkway, ramp, walkway short. I know that there's a way to put this that will allow you to put a fishing hut Let's experiment. Can we put a fishing hut? Okay, maybe it's the other way around. You have to do the walkway first. The fishing hut first. Fishing hut. Let's put a fishing hut there. Is that where? Yeah. Put fishing hut here. And then a log walkway. Yeah, that will allow us to do that. So I get it as close as possible. That looks kind of crap. Let's see about a log walkway ramp. That at least looks a bit more like it belongs there. The problem, I think, is that the log walkway is too tall. Yeah, see, it's got a big drop off. Huh. This is, by the way, something I recommend you do is play with stuff. Build something and knock it down and check it out before you put a bunch of resources into it. Just check out if you can do it. Ah, that's right. The log walkway, you can adjust the height. So if I'm coming back with this, I can left trigger the height down. And that should pretty much, I mean, it's not beautiful, but let's see. Try one more time. Log walkway. Nope, I don't want to rotate it. Let's get it lined up. Bring it back. Get it as close as humanly possible. And then that is pretty good. It's not perfect, but I think it's as good as it's going to get. Let's see if I can walk in here, and can I walk out? Yep. Okay. I'm out of sticks. So other than sticks, everything's in. So let's just go get some sticks. There's a weird gap here, which is somewhat annoying. Probably I could have built this further out, and then I could have lowered the log walkway more. This will have to do for now. Sticks. I should probably put one of my lumberjacks to gathering sticks, because you do need them, and they never just turn up on their own, not like straw does. Somebody is missing resources or tools. So let's see. Do I have enough sticks? I think I do. I do. Awesome. So in the fishing hut, you have a drying rack. You have a box to store stuff. You have a workbench, which allows you to cut up fish meat if you want to do it yourself. But the main thing you do with it is put somebody on it, and it doesn't quite, it's kind of janky. It's kind of janky. Let's get rid of that, and let's put a ramp instead, because I know the ramp will go into the ground. The ramp. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works actually pretty good. It's still got a gap visually, but it's smoothly runnable. Yeah, that's better. It's not great, but it's better. So we've got a fishing hut. So, fishing hut, like every other thing, except farming related things, it doesn't matter where it is. It has to be on water, but it doesn't matter if there are fish spawns nearby. It doesn't matter if you can see fish. It doesn't matter if you could fish there. All there needs to be is water. And then when you assign a fisher to it, you will get fish. Just like our lovely wife here, Amelia, who is a lumberjack, the woodshed that she's working in does not need to be near trees. You can put it in the middle of a desert and it will generate wood. Weird, I know, but it's how it works. Put back down a new bird trap. That's our standard procedure. Have a drink. Oh wait, we had a drink down below. Yeah. Mojmira is assigned to the kitchen. Mojmira is a cook, but sorry. Going crazy pushing buttons. But the kitchen doesn't have any assignments yet. So I don't necessarily want to roast meat. She can't make pottage because there's no cabbages. We could make wooden bowls for the future. So it's probably better to put her somewhere else, actually. Just for now. She is good at farming. So I'm going to put her on the pigsty. And she can gather manure. At least until next season when she can start properly cooking. This is the advantage. Oh, and they need more knives in the the hunting lodge. Aldulan needs knives. Let's go make a couple of bronze knives for him. Where did Bill go? Bill. There's Bill.
Let's go!
Let's go, Bill.
Vyo!
So we go down to the smithy and make a couple of knives. I think I need sticks and bronze. I should have a little sticks left over, I think. Bronze. Tools, bronze. Buy that. Make more. Let's make 5. Should last them for a little while. And put the bronze away. Bronze knives. Our hunters will be happy. Don't need to carry around daisies or a potion of temperature. Let's put all of these things away for now, just to reset our inventory, so to speak. Oh, I know what I wanted to buy. I wanted to buy a recurve bow. It's a funny thing with the King's Quests. I was just thinking about tomorrow going to town, buying a recurve bow, and maybe buying some iron arrows and doing a King's Quest. And the funny thing about it is you sometimes get a quest where the guy asks you for, the herald asks you for 1,000 coin, and you go, here you are, and you're done. But sometimes you get one where he wants 1,000,000 stones or something. And that's a pain in the ass. So actually what I wanted to check is the fields. So the fields are all done. Actually this one is meant to be sowing cabbage. I didn't put that on there. I put harvest flax, but I didn't put sow cabbage. And this one will be sowing rye everywhere, which is good. Okay, so tomorrow they've just got one field to work on to finish it off. And that's everything.
Living here is definitely better than living on the road. But not much.
But not much. Yeah, they like to complain, the villagers.
Onward!
They do like to whine at the end of the day around the campfire. Slurp. So I wish there was a way to have real conversations with your villagers while sitting around the fire like this.
My favorite times of the year are the parties between seasons. A good thing that only selected people are invited to those.
She's kind of rude, but Yeah, you can't really have a conversation with them. They just randomly sort of say things. But you can see that the village is starting to feel like it's got a little life in it. There are people around. They hang out around the fire in the afternoon, the evening, before going to bed. It's kind of cool. So, let's see. Do we have any rot? No, we don't. That's a good thing. Let's take all this meat and cook it, because we're running short on meat. Tomorrow we'll buy a bow and some more arrows, and that will allow us to hunt, and we'll get a whole bunch of meat. I'll go get a couple of moose, and we'll get a ton of meat, and we'll be ready for cooking pottage next season. Speaking of cooking pottage, I should make some
Sitting. My favorite activity.
rabbit trap. Gets us one more meat. Only one more meat. Not so exciting, to be honest. But if I get some logs, we can make some bowls. I get 10 sticks for a new rabbit trap. Furniture, traps, rabbit trap. That is, without a doubt, the thing I've built the most of. Constantly building rabbit traps. So if you take logs to the workshop, you can, cost 100 to unlock it, but you can make wooden bowls. And I think you get 5. Yeah, you get 5 for every log. So I just got 50 wooden bowls, which will last us for a very long time. They are needed for some recipes. There are a number of things that either are cooked and served in a bowl or a plate. And they're under our resources as well. Yeah, they're cooked or served in a bowl or a plate, and you have to provide the bowls and plates. Look at that rabbit meat we got. There we go. And maybe go to bed. Good morning, Amelia.
How is life treating you?
So she gave me an apple. That's nice. How's our little kingdom doing? We don't have enough tools in this settlement.
See you soon.
Really? I think we do. I hate to contradict you, wife, but I think you're wrong. Don't have enough tools. I'll go ahead and put a point in there because why not? I'm going to be cooking large amounts of flatbread. So maybe it's worth it. So let me see what I've got. I have a large pouch and a simple large backpack. I might just turn off unlimited carry weight right now and start playing without it from now on. So what have I got? What am I carrying? Because there is a certain interesting challenge to carrying or optimizing what you're carrying. So let's do that. Unlimited carry weight off. Yes. So now, because I have a backpack and a large pouch, I have 65 kilos that I can carry. Once I get skills, when I get extraction pushed up, I can increase that, I think, by a total of 15 more by getting mule, which I will do as soon as possible now that I've got that turned off. But let's see how it goes from now on. I also have, by the way, I have the backpack hidden. So if you hit Y on console, or on Xbox anyway, it hides it and shows it. So I've got the pouch showing because I think the pouch looks kind of cool. The backpack looks kind of dumb. So it's hidden. But from now on, I actually have to pay attention to my carry weight. And we'll see how that goes. For example, when I go mining from now on, I will always take Bill with me. That will be important for the future. There he is. Good old Bill. And he's got a large saddlebag as well. He can carry 75, so a little bit more than I can. So he basically doubles, slightly more than doubles my carrying capacity, which is awesome. Thank you, Bill. I'm a big fan. Do we have... So it's only cabbage in summer. We still have cabbage seed, but they're going to use that in a moment. We've got a little fertilizer. What we could do is build some compost bins, because we're going to have a whole bunch of cabbage.
I wonder what life in other villages is like.
So a compost bin is a completely unnecessary thing. Wait a sec. It's under furniture, workstations, farming workstations, compost bin, and it requires 8 logs. So let's build 3 of them. So 24 logs. And that already has me kind of weighed down.
Superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
I may regret turning unlimited carry capacity off. Yeah, but probably not. Actually, I kind of miss the challenge when it's not there. So, farming workstations, compost, and I'm going to turn it this way. Try and line it up with the... That's pretty lined up. Not 100% lined up, but kind of lined up. Lined up enough for now. So we're going to have so much cabbage next season that we may as well make it into fertilizer. So now, one of our farmers, who is this? This is
You can't taste this fertile.
Alina. So we're going to leave Alina doing what she's doing. We're going to put Ladislava. She's a good hunter, a good farmer, and a good diplomat. So we're going to put her in the barn. This is me micromanaging. At the beginning, I think it's worth doing. Wait a sec, barn. And we want her to make fertilizer out of manure. Yeah. And let's turn that up all the way. She'll probably run out.
In the final product.
But we can... And there she is. She's going over to the barn.
Have I seen you today? I have such a bad memory for faces.
This is all fertilized already and plowed. So she's just putting down the cabbage seed. And yeah, with 4 fields, we're going to have so much cabbage. It's going to be nuts. So we wanted to go into town. And pick up a recurve bow. And maybe do a little hunting on the way back. There was actually a request or a tip from a viewer telling me that I should do more hunting, so we'll do that. Although this time I will not be doing it primarily as a way to get money, just to get a bunch of meat and leather. And we want to go find Unislava. There she is. She's running away from us. Unislava is the
Oh, it's you
weapons
again.
lady. Yes, it's me again. She has recurve bows. Where is it? There. For 900. It's expensive, but I can't make them myself. Poisoned iron arrows. She doesn't. Oh, she does have. Cost 150 each. Yeah, no, not doing that. Let's get a handful of iron arrows. Take our money down to about 1,000.
Price is so goodbye.
That's fine. So our inventory. We have iron arrows. Poisoned iron arrows are equipped. We have a recurve bow, and we have an extra recurve bow. Yeah, we're set. Let's ride Bill out here. If we go out of Piastovi to the north, it's a good spot to hunt both deer and moose. Moose give a lot of meat. And a lot of leather. They're big. So why not make use of their size? Maybe a little rabbit punching on the way. Yeah. Good night, rabbit. Any more rabbit? Waiting to be punched. Usually they're all over the place here, but I am not finding them right now. Ah, there's one. There's a couple, actually. I'm too tired. Too tired for rabbit punching. Not entirely too tired for rabbit punching, however. That is a good job, if I do say so myself. Bringing the moose down with 2 shots is not easy. And you get, from the female mooses, you get, what was it, 15 leather and... I missed it, actually. Why can I not pick up this arrow? Oh, I'm trying to grab it and not... So there's a male moose over there. There you see the tracker skill that we got. They always look like they're running at you, like they're going to hurt you, but they don't. I'm just picking up arrows. You can also see when you have tracker, you see the red blood on the ground much clearer. Right now I'm just looking for arrows. I know there are some around. Man, how many shots? Well, he's down. When you are hunting and you shoot animals, if the arrow sticks, they bleed. So they take damage over time. And you get 20 leather and 40 meat from a male moose buck. There goes our deer. I'm glad I'm performing relatively well with the bow, because I said that I was an archer in real life, and it would be very embarrassing if I couldn't hit anything. But I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Here's an arrow to pick up. Skinning the doe will get it for us.
The more you work, the hungrier you get.
And it's getting to the point where I'm carrying too much. There was a female moose that we hit already. And here she is.
The more you work, the hungrier you get.
So, where is Bill? Now that we're actually not... Now that we're actually worrying about carrying weight, I can load up Bill with a bunch of stuff. Also, what am I carrying? I'm carrying 58 leather. So that's actually not a bad start for next season. I think we'll go back. We'll put away some of this meat.
The more you work,
on the way, it's always good to punch some rabbits. And yeah, we'll go back and put away all of this meat, which will allow us to cook a lot of pottage next season. So we'll see you back in the village, I think.
Giddy up.
Here we are back in the village again. Something that's good to know: if you're at the end of a season, your food will spoil less if it's in the food storage.
It seems I forgot about
I put
food again.
Again, yeah. So at the end of a season, anything that's in your inventory that is food that will spoil, it's not a bad idea to put it all in the food storage and not sleep with it in your pocket, because it will spoil a lot more if it's in your pocket. I'm going to take 5 of this just to feed Rasimir, so that he will stop complaining for a moment. And we can give him that, and that'll keep him happy until the end of the day. Let's, just for something to do. Okay, so our villagers are starting to complain about food. I'm going to ignore that for the
Don't
moment.
underestimate pigs. They are extremely intelligent.
Yeah, I've
Many
heard that
grounders
about
smell
pigs.
way better than most of us.
So I'm just going to collect all this manure, so makes a little extra. I'll repeat it. I think I said it in a different episode, but it's one of the very confusing and strange things about the game. The things that physically appear in animal pens, like the manure, are completely separate from the things that your villagers collect when they are assigned. So if you assign villagers to the pigsty, they will collect manure, and even though they are collecting manure full time,
My grandpa used to say,
they
when nothing
will
hurts you,
there will still be manure appearing in the pigsty. Right? Does that make sense? And they're worried about food again, which they would be because they haven't got much. That's fine. I'll run over here and get... Yeah, they've run out of things that they're allowed to eat. I'm going to get, let's say, 20 meat. That'll keep them until the end of the season. And then I'm going to get the kitchen. I'm going to get a cook in the kitchen to start making pottage when we have 1 million cabbages. Okay. So this will solve the immediate food problem. Yep, that's gone. Bill isn't carrying anything. Oh, traps. Check the traps. Always check the traps. And we've got a little extra feathers and fur and leather. Don't need to be carrying around, especially now that we have unlimited carry weight turned off. Let's cook this meat. Somebody is missing tools or resources. And I don't know who it is. Why have we got an icon up there? Okay, it went away. Why did it go away? So, also when we talked about food earlier, you can see the food value only when you open it. Like when you go to it in an inventory somewhere, at the bottom it says plus 12 food. You don't really see that most other places, which is kind of bad, honestly. But that's just how it is, unfortunately. Maybe it'll change in the future. Let's get a drink. And things are coming along nicely, I would say. I would say it's not so bad. Not bad at all. I might actually lay down another field. Let's get one bronze hoe is probably enough. Yeah, if we get one more field going.
I would have a couple of suggestions for improving life in our settlement.
Then that'll get us ready early. 1, 2.
I don't want to be lonely anymore.
2. So go like we always do. In this case, 5 by 10. Boom. And let's get it hoed up quickly. So we're done with that. There is enough to fertilize it. And what we want to do with this field, this new field, is, let's see, how much wheat grain have we got? We've got enough. We haven't got any onion. I'd like to make some onions just for the flatbread with onion. But maybe we'll actually do that in a more interesting spot. So if we go over to our new field, we don't want to name it. We can name it, but what we want to do is wheat spring. I might actually do this as a wheat autumn. Yeah. We just do it as a wheat autumn, and that'll just be wheat all year, essentially. We can name it so that we can tell our fields apart. We can name it just wheat. And these we can name Flax, cabbage, rye. So we've got one extra field that will increase our taxes a little bit, but wheat is better than rye for flour. So we'll get a bit better flour yield out of that. Over here, we could probably squeeze in one more field as well, if we're careful about it. Actually, I'm curious. Let me just try this out. Not quite. There is a tree in the way. It's just a birch tree though, so who cares? And make a shovel so that we can get that stump out of the way. I've said this before. I didn't do it at the beginning. I really should have. I like to go a bit further away to get trees, to get logs. 1, 2, come on, 2. Going a bit further away means you end up with more trees in the area where you are. Okay, so here's another field. So we've got 3 by 3 fields. We can probably get this one also hoed up quickly. And now that we've got 6 fields, each 5 by 10, so 50, we can grow tons of stuff. So let's see about that new field, what we want to do with it. So let's see, onions plant in spring and harvest in summer, which is cool. What plants in summer? Only cabbages. And then in autumn, it's basically rye again, isn't it? Because it's the only thing that harvests in spring. Let me see. Onion harvest in summer. What? Yeah, it's essentially just rye. It's the only option, really. So this field is onion, cabbage. Onion, cabbage, rye. Yep. So we're getting a little crazy with the fields, to be honest. We're going to have to adjust next episode. We're going to have to adjust quite a lot to get enough villagers to deal with that. We'll probably have to build another house or two. And we're going to have to keep an eye on it and make sure and watch how long does it take 6 fields to get done each season, and how many people do we need to do it. So if we look at it from above, this is a useful thing as well. You can zoom right in on the map and check out what you've been building. We've got a couple of things over here. This is a well, this is an extraction shed, or excavation shed. That's our smithy and resource storage. And then most of the village is still concentrated around here with the farm in the middle. We've probably got space for one or, yeah, at least 2 more fields here. I'm thinking an orchard right down the middle. Probably 2, maybe 3 trees wide. But we won't put that in for now because it costs money for taxes and we don't have any trees to plant in it yet. So overall, I'd say things are developing pretty well. We've expanded our fields to 6. We've done a fair bit of money making with sewing clothes and that kind of stuff. We upgraded our house, and most importantly, maybe, we got married and our wife is pregnant. Not bad, Bogusz. Amelia is also doing well. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've maybe learned something. I'm trying to explain things as best as I know how. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. That's also fine. And make sure you subscribe to not miss any future Let's Play episodes. I hope you're well. I hope you are enjoying your Medieval Dynasty, and I will see you in autumn.